So for this problem, we are using transformations of a graph. So we are first going to graph f of x equal to x squared, and then we are going to use transformations to transform that graph. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our f of x equal to x squared. We don't need to put a lot of marks on there for now, we just need to get us started. So I'm going to make our little t-chart here of x and y, and we just need to pick some values for x to find out what our y values are so we can plot our points. For f of x equal to x squared, these are going to be the easiest ones to do. So negative 1 squared will get us positive 1, and 0 squared will get us 0, and 1 squared will get us 1. Got to watch our negative signs. So as we plot our points, we've got our 0, 0, our negative 1, 1, and our 1, 1. Note that we have a little triangle that happens here. And if you use that to graph your f of x equal to x squared each time, you have a real good idea of what happens to the points. Once you find the bottom, the minimum of your parabola that's happening, you know you're going to go up 1 and over 1 square from that on each side. Now, let's talk about what's happening with the transformations. We're going to start from left and right and just kind of mark what they are, and then from there we'll figure out how we're going to graph it. So the negative sign out front tells us that this will reflect. If there isn't a negative, then it's not going to reflect. The number that is here is going to shift left or right. So if the number is positive, it will actually shift to the left. So this will be a positive number. To the right is when it is a negative number. So it goes opposite of what we think of a number line, because we know these are our negatives and these are our positives. But when we are shifting with transformations, the numbers work out, but we actually go opposite of what we think. The other part that we have is the one that's being added up here. And this will shift up or down. Now when it goes up, the shift up will be a positive number, and the shift down will be a negative number. So that one goes exactly how you think it will go. So one of the things to let you know, to give you an idea of what you need to worry about, is if it's inside the parentheses, this tells us that it has to do with the horizontal, which is our left and right. If it's outside the parenthesis, so if it's on the outside, this tells us it has to do with the vertical, which is the up and down. So when we're looking at these, anything that's on the outside, so if we have a negative here, if we have a number here, and then we have a number here, those are the verticals. Whatever happens on the inside, whether it's a negative or positive, it's going to have to do with our horizontals left and right. Or if we've got a number next to our x and multiplying it, which will cause stretching and shrinking. Alright, so the next part we have to do is use the transformations of this graph to graph the given number. So we're going to follow basically the order of operations. So right here we're going to do what's in the parentheses first. So the first thing I'm going to do, now you could plug in values if you wanted for x and figure it out, but the easy way to transform this is to do exactly what we're going to do with the numbers. So because it's a positive number, we're going to shift to the left. So I know that my points are going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to kind of get to right here. I'm going to take each point and go there. Now I'm going to go up 7. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers here. So I'm going to come up to right here. So I'm just following the bottom of my parabola. Going over 4, up 7, and then I need to reflect. So that means my graph is coming down. So that tells me that, remember I talked about at the triangle? So you have the point here and the point here. I know that this is going to go down 1 point and down 1 point, and it's going to reflect like this. So that would be the final sketch of what our parabola will look like by transformations. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at another problem with transformations. And with this transformations, we're going to use a graph that we already have, and with that graph we are going to do the transformations of what's happening. So if we look at our g of x, we are actually looking at f of x minus 2 plus 3. Probably should be a g, that's okay. So what's happening with our graph right here? Well, this negative 2 tells us we are going to shift right. And this positive 3 tells us that we are going to shift up. So we're going to take each of our points and shift to the right 2 and up 3. So shift right 2 and up 3. So I'm going to take each point. I'm going to go right 2, so 1, 2, and up 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to go up 2 and right 2, 1, 2, and up 1, 2, 3. Go right 2, 1, 2, and up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go right 2 and up 1, 2, 3. So now we're just going to connect our dots. So we're going up, we're coming down, and we're going up. So now we have our graph that is shifted up, or to the right 3 and up 3. Right 2 and up 3. So up here and here. So you can see how the graph is the same. The next one we're going to look at is if we had it equal to f of x plus 3 minus 4. So we're doing the same kind of things here. This one is actually going to shift left 3, and then it's going to shift down 4. So we're going to take the same points and we're going to regraph it. So here we would go left 3, so 1, 2, 3, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So with left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we're going up, we're going down, and we're going back up again. So you can see that we've taken it, and you can go either way, but that way you understand in a more common sense of how these transformations are happening and where we're going left and right. Remember, if it's inside the parenthesis, that tells you you're going horizontal, which is left and right, and outside of the parenthesis tells us if we're going vertical, up and down.